You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Podcast for our IPL preview series. If you're listening to the podcast, this will be episode 2 of the 3-part team preview stuff. So go back and listen to episode 1 if you want to know all about Mumbai Indians, Punjab Kings, and Gujarat Titans. On this episode, we'll be talking Lucknow Super Giants and 2 more teams that I can't remember off the top of my
Delhi
head.
Capitals and CSK.
It will be exciting when we get there, yes. If you can't be bothered to go back to the last pod, fine, that's your one. The way we're doing this is we're going in reverse order of teams. So we started with last year's Wooden Spoon, and we will finish with Kolkata Knight Riders on the next episode when we talk about last year's 4 playoff contenders. Boys, let's get to it.
But before we do, we are partnered with Pitch Magazine. They are a quarterly publication that delves into approximately 30 different sports: football, cricket, rugby, golf, MMA, boxing, athletics, cricket. You can say any sport and it will cover it in a comprehensive manner. They specialize in in-depth storytelling. They have high quality print, so you can expect a premium experience when reading their magazine, and there's only 4 of them every year. It's £10 every 3 months, providing a convenient and cost-effective way to stay up to date with sport, but in a lovely manner. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then go to pitch-mag.co.uk. We'll put the link in the show notes, and if you use code pitch plus cricketpod15, that's pitch plus cricketpod15, you will get 15% off your first order as a beloved the Cricket Podcast listener. Now we can get on with the show.
That's an addition sign, isn't it? Not
plus sign. Not correct.
Yeah. Cool. Lucknow Super Giants. Who's going to talk about Lucknow? Max.
That is me. Lucknow Super Giants. They the other new side, alongside Gujarat, who were thrust into the competition as the IPL expanded to 10 teams. They've not been as good as Gujarat in their nascent years. But they are coached by Justin Langer, so you can expect all sorts of craziness to be going on behind the scenes with Lucknow. And last year they were kind of boring, and then Mayank Yadav turned up and bowled like a million miles an hour. Was way too fast for everyone, and they were suddenly really exciting, and then he was injured, and that kind of ended all that fun. And they missed out on the playoffs by net run rate, as Ross alluded to at the back end of the first set of preview shows that for us was about 5 minutes ago, and for you, I don't know. Who knows how time works.
Yes.
Anyway, Mayank Yadav. The issue with Mayank Yadav is that he's still injured, and he's going to miss at least the first half of the IPL, so that's not great. Where does that leave LSG after the mega auction? Well, they brought in Rishabh Pant. He is the captain, and that was pretty good. Let's be fair. Like Delhi Capitals getting rid of Rishabh Pant, kind of dumb. We thought that was maybe a forced decision. He didn't want to be there. Then they tried to get him back, so suddenly it all seemed a little bit odd. Hey, good luck. Well done, LSG. It's gone well for them. But they're kind of lopsided, LSG, as a team in their balance between overseas and Indian talent. Only Shamar Joseph, who remains unproven, although exciting in the IPL, is like a true option with the ball out of their overseas players. Their pace attack, aside from the injured Mayank Yadav, will feature Avash Khan, Mohsin Khan, and Akash Deep. Unfortunately, Avash Khan and Mohsin Khan might also be injured. They've not yet received their clearance from the NCAA to actually play in the tournament. So there's some spies on the ground, boys, who've spotted Lord Charles Thakur doing some training in an LSG kit. Now,
that's what we want to see.
You know what we're like, right? On this show, we love a narrative arc. We love a narrative arc that involves comebacks. The return of Kuldeep Yadav. Could it be the return of Shardul Thakur back to greatness this year, coming in for LSG to replace the stricken Khan, whether it's Avesh or Mohsin? Could be. spin-wise, Ravi Bishnoi, he was back looking the business last year after falling off a bit. Another comeback arc of sorts. So that side of it, all with the ball. It's if they're all fit, it's all right. Like they're all pretty solid Indian options with the ball. Like we said with one of the other previews, nothing. I don't think they scream off the page, but also I'd say like they're at the top, the upper end of like your fairly decent IPL bowler. I think that they're pretty capable. And that leaves them with the space, if they want, to put together like an all-star global batting lineup of power and excitement built around the new captain, Rishabh Pant, who came back last year. We didn't know how he was going to do, and he had a pretty good year. He's back playing well for India. He's looking as good as he ever was. So the question is, have LSG put together an all-star lineup with the bat, with all of the resources they have available, the overseas slots? Well, they've got Nicholas Pooran, vice captain, because you can never have enough captaining wicketkeepers in your side. I think that's a big tick, right? All-star power. Killer Miller, he's getting on, but he's still got it. All-star power. Mitch Marsh, maybe.
Only allowed to play as a batter.
Only allowed to play as a batter. That's fine. I don't think they wanted to bowl anyway. Yeah. So Mitch Marsh has been cleared to play, but as a specialist batter. And then Aidan Markram is your other man in there who has been a bit iffy in the IPL recently. Like, not bad in the SA20. Good for South Africa, generally speaking, but not as good an option as the others, I would say. So as a strategy for me, before I throw it over to you guys and ask you for your thoughts, it feels a little risky. I think there's no like elite star power with the ball that you can point to in this side that could maybe turn a game in your head. And with the bat, they've definitely got some proper exciting options. They could put some teams to the sword with those players, but also there's a risk, I think, in relying too much on purely overseas contingent when it comes to the IPL with the bat, because you do find some conditions that can cause problems. Like, yeah, fair enough. Like Nicholas Pooran's shown he's well up to it over the years, but Mitch Marsh, up and down at times. Previous issues with spin. Aidan Markram, bit bogged down at SRH before. Killer Miller, you don't want to. He's class, but you don't want to leave him too much to do towards the end of the innings. And then in and around that, the Indian batting, Rishabh Pant, great. But then you're looking at Ayush Badoni and Abdul Samad, who didn't really light things on fire for SRH as much as maybe we would have liked. So I don't know. It's quite interesting. Where what do you make of the fact that you're basically going to? Because it's not something I've really remember seeing, like an IPL side put together, where basically like all of your overseas players are batters. Because I think that's what we're gonna see with this LSG side.
I think this team is shit.
Okay.
I think you've got this team is going to be lucky to finish above 8th. If I'm perfectly honest, they're going to have an unbelievable season again from Pooran and Pant, both of whom are inconsistent in terms of performances. I don't think they've got the domestic bowling talent that actually stacks up comparatively to their opposition. Markram and Marsh do not fill me with all kinds of confidence of having those two as your two other overseas kind of batters. And yeah, you don't really scare anybody with Akashdeep and Avesh Khan, really, especially if they're Avesh Khan's coming in with an injury to it. And Shamar Joseph, again, if he's going to play, hasn't got a great track record of performing at this level. So, if I was a betting man, I would say that Lucknow are going to struggle quite a lot this season.
Jack?
I probably roughly agree with that. Avesh Khan is like England's idea of what a good bowler is. It's like not a good bowler for people who didn't understand that joke. I think backing him up with what could be Akashdeep and Mohsin Khan, like, really screams average, basically.
Yeah, Mike Yadav being out. Yeah, Mike Yadav being out injured. Like we knew he was going to be injured. Like
is he out injured? Is he going to play?
He's missing the first half at least.
Okay, so he's not going to play. I think
No.
is my Doctor Hope on the case here. Mike Adams
Yeah.
out of the IPL, and without him, I think that bowling is just terrible. Like I can't see it really taking any wickets. I can't really see it stopping the other team scoring runs, and they're the two things. You need to be good at one of those things. You can be expensive and take wickets. Like we were talking about Rabada earlier. A little bit expensive, takes a lot of wickets. It mitigates the edge. Or you can bowl really, really dry. And that's sort of what they used to have. They used to have a few bowlers. Krunal Pandya might be an example here, who
Yeah.
isn't going to pick up very many wickets for you, but also doesn't get battered. Like he's going to keep a lid on the scoring. I'm not really sure I see that in this bowling attack.
Who
Bishnoi
bowls the
aside.
20 overs? Like genuinely, I'm looking at who
Right,
bowls the
it's-
20 overs. Bishnoi's got 4. Okay, great. And so
Yeah,
Akash Deep and Avesh Khan
he's
are gonna, they're gonna have
Avish.
to, yeah. So there's
Shabazz
your
is gonna
12.
Shabazz is gonna have to bowl 4.
Shahbaz
And
Ahmed isn't
maybe
a good.
Irish Badoni can bowl 1.
Yeah, Moisin
Yeah.
Khan is okay, but he's not writing anything on fire, is he? So you're still missing overs. You're not going to give the ball to Samad all the time. Like this,
I don't. Yeah.
Markram's going to have to bowl some off spin. It doesn't fill me with
Yeah.
any confidence, really. This
No.
team.
No, Puran's obviously amazing, and Rishabh Pant's pretty good. So
Yeah.
they will. I think just because of that, they will win some cricket matches. Like it's that is how they're going to win games. It's basically those two doing sort of crazy stuff. I also
Markram
think
has to have
like,
his best year in the IPL ever, doesn't he? That's what he has to do. He has to have his best year.
Yeah, well,
So.
Max was sort of talking through the overseas players, the overseas players, like they were really good. I'm not actually sure they are very good. Like,
No, two of them are pretty
take
good. 2 of them are
take
fine.
take Puran out of it. I don't think Miller's really. He had a revival, didn't he, at Gujarat in his first season, Gujarat's first year, and then I don't think it's been like amazing since. He's sort of dependably okay. Mitchell Marsh, I'm really not a buyer of Mitchell Marsh. Markram, I'm like the best case from Markram. You're going to get a guy who averages 35 and strikes at 140, and
He might
that
win you
isn't
one game. I think that's the
that
best.
isn't going to win you an
IPL.
IPL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that isn't
No.
going to win.
I mean, when
win
I was
you
going
an
through the
IPL,
overseas guys, it was more of a have they put together an all-star lineup? Not really.
No,
Was was kind of the thread I was going down. I mean, I think,
I'm on Ross's team. I
Yeah,
think they're bad.
I think I'm on both of your teams as well. To be fair, the way I summed them up was pretty much what you just said, Jack. I think they don't look like contenders, but they may have some good days because they've got players in there that could win you a game. But I don't like it. I mean, the team I've got down is like we were just talking about going through an entire auction with Punjab Kings, not knowing who's going to open the batting, and it's the same with LSG. There are some players in there who I think, oh yeah, I'm sure they've opened the batting before, and they've done it. I don't know, 3 times, 4 times. I've got Aidan Markram and Mitch Marsh down as opening the batting, but Mitch Marsh has done it. Yeah, he's done it like I don't know, 8, 9 times in his entire career, as far as I can tell. Like it's not, they don't have any openers. They don't have any opening batters. But that's what I think they'll end up with. And then Pant, Puran, Badoni, Miller, you'll have impact sub Abdul Samad / Shabazz Ahmed probably, and then I don't know, Avash, Bishnoi, Mohsin, Akashdeep. Like it's not great. I don't particularly like it. I don't think they're going to do that well.
I tell you what else, I don't actually think they're worth much more of our time talking about them. If I'm perfectly honest, what's the weapon?
The weapon. Well, the weapon I've got for you is it's the arquebus. Are you familiar with the arquebus, Ross?
No.
The arquebus is an early musket type gun from the 15th century, and I think that perfectly encapsulates what you've got with LSG. If someone rocks up and takes an LSG with sticks and stones, they'll get blown to shit. But everyone else has got playing with guns, real guns, and LSG haven't got one, so they're in trouble.
I don't know how you spell arquebus.
Arquebus.
UEBUS. Arquebus.
Oh, arquebus! I typed in arquebus, and I'm just like Google didn't even know what I was talking about.
No, bus with a B.
Oh,
yeah, right.
boys. Right, Should we call it on Lucknow?
Yeah,
And
so pretty much
move on to
useless in the modern age. There we go. That sums up
Exactly.
Lucknow.
That's exactly what I was going for.
We'll move on. The next team up is Delhi Capitals.
Mhm.